Hi, today is the 5th of May of 2021. We are a student at IES Nicolás Copérnico in Écija, Seville. This is an interview with our language assistant. His name is Dan Sicorsky and he's a really nice person. His classes are very interesting and we always enjoy them. It's a real pleasure to have him with us. Well, we hope you like this interview and first question please.
Dan, where did you came from in the USA and where else did you trace your origins?
Hello. The simple answer is that I come from Miami, but before that, my grandparents were born in Eastern Europe. They moved to Argentina. My parents were born in Argentina, and I was also born in Argentina. And I moved to Miami, Florida, when I was 5 years old.
What do you study at university and how do you remember those years?
I attended Washington University in St. Louis, Missouri, and while I was there, I began studying anthropology, and then I switched to psychology, and then I switched again to international relations, and ultimately, I ended up studying political science with a focus in political theory. I also got a minor in writing. How do I remember those years? I met some of my closest friends while I was at university. It was my first time living alone, and that was both challenging and rewarding. And I learned a lot.
Dan, this is a very complicated year because of the pandemic. Why did you choose to come to a Spanish school?
I agree that this is a very complicated year. Everywhere in the world is a hard place to be right now. There's a lot of suffering everywhere. And why did I choose to come to a Spanish school? Because I wanted to live in a country where I could use one of my native languages. Spanish is one of my native languages. And I had really fond, beautiful memories of having been in Spain and in Andalusia specifically when I was younger. And I had a desire to live in this part of the world again and see what life was like here.
Hello Dan, I have one question for you. How many languages can you speak?
Good question, because I just talked about that in the last question. I can speak 2 languages. I can speak English and Spanish fluently. Hola. I refuse to speak in Spanish to most of you throughout the school year, so I guess I could tell you now que sí hablo español, pero me importaba que hablemos en inglés para aprender ese idioma. I also speak a little bit of German and a little bit of French. I studied French when I was in college, and I used some of it during an internship in Morocco, and then I also lived in Germany for a couple months and learned German there.
How do you enjoy learn language?
Why do I enjoy learning languages? I love communication. Maybe that sounds a little bit simple, but we need languages to understand and communicate with each other. And the more languages you know, the wider your reach is. So the more people you can speak to and more people's experiences you can understand and hear. So I like learning languages because it enables me, it permits me to speak to more people and understand more people. That's the primary reason why I like learning languages, because languages are the story of our world. We represent our world in languages, and that's really powerful to me.
Dan, you have traveled quite a lot. Which are the most interesting places you have visited so far?
It's true that I enjoy traveling. I have a hard time choosing a place where I felt the best. I think I like being at home more than I like traveling. So I feel most comfortable in my own home and in my own city, wherever that is. I enjoy living in different places more than I enjoy traveling, more than I enjoy tourism. There's a saying that's really meaningful to me, a quote, and the saying is, you can learn about the world by traveling and seeing different places, or you can learn about the world by staying in one place and watching the river go by. Right now, at this point in my life, that the latter part, the second part of that quote, is most important to me. In the past, though, I really did enjoy traveling through Morocco. Yeah, I had really, really great experiences while I was there.
What other places do you still want to visit and why?
There are two places that I'd like to go to at the top of my list. One of them is Peru. Yeah, I want to go to Peru. And the second one is Eastern Europe. I traveled a little bit through Eastern Europe, but not enough. I said that my family came from there. My ancestors were from Eastern Europe, and I think it's really meaningful to see and to visit the place where your ancestors are from. So that's why I'd like to see Eastern Europe.
Let's compare Spain and the USA. What do you like most about living in each country?
I think I will compare food first. My favorite Spanish food is polvorones and mantecados, which is great because they're really tasty, but also they're only available during Christmas, and no one told me that. So I bought, like, in January when the supermarkets stopped selling them, I gathered all the polvorones and mantecados that I could, and I put them in my pantry, and I still have a lot. But my favorite food in the United States is peanut butter. Mercadona has a good peanut butter, and I've been satisfied with it. Beyond that, I really like living in both places, and I've enjoyed my time and the people I've met in both places.
Good morning, Dan. I have a question for you. What is your favorite food? Do you like Spanish food? Goodbye.
I can talk more about food. Cool. I like cooking and I like baking. I learned to bake mostly while I was living here in Spain. I think most of my diet is made up of oats, avena, and bananas, and also other things too, but I mostly follow a vegetarian diet, mostly, and like almost vegan. Why? Because I think it's really important as an individual step to address climate change for people to take that step to become vegans and vegetarians. Do I like Spanish food? Yes, but I've not participated as much in the non-vegetarian, non-vegan side of Spanish food. I've tried snails and I tried some fish, tapas, and I liked them. They're very tasty. Yeah, I can definitely say that with total honesty. But most of the time I prefer to eat vegetables and other vegetarian products.
What advice do you have for people who want to learn English?
My main advice for people who want to learn English is to have fun with it. It's if you're not enjoying the process, then you're not going to continue the process. So it's very important to individualize your learning process. So if I know that I like watching movies and learning a language through movies, then I will watch movies. If I know I like to read books in another language, then I will read books. Songs, podcasts, and so on. If I know I hate reading books and I hate watching movies, then I'm not going to read books in English and watch movies in English because I'm not going to be having a good time. So my main tip is to find activities that are worthwhile and fun for you. Like when I try to learn French or German, I listen to songs because that's meaningful to me. I watch series and I have conversations with people because I enjoy that. So the tip is to individualize your learning journey so it's fun. So that way you can actually maintain it and keep it up and not just abandon the process, which is a normal response to something you're not enjoying.
Dan, everybody like doing special activities. What are your favorite hobbies?
My hobbies, I will start with sports. I enjoy yoga dancing and running and walking. I like listening to podcasts, interview podcasts with artists, philosophers, physicists, scientists. I enjoy hanging out with my friends, especially by sharing meals with them. So sharing lunches and dinners and meriendas. And I play some guitar, and I read and I write. Those are my hobbies.
Dan, would you come back to Spain in the future?
The answer is yes. I applied to be an auxiliar next year in Sevilla. Let's see if that works out. Even if it doesn't work out, like, who knows what the future is going to be like, especially now during the pandemic. I don't know. So even if I don't come back next year to Sevilla, I still would like to come back to Spain. That's in my plans, in my intentions. It's very dangerous to make plans because the world is unpredictable. But my plan is to come back to Spain. And I would like to come back to Écija too, in particular, because I really enjoyed my time here with all of you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much for this interview, Dan. And usual, we had a great time with you. See you at school. Bye.